Back with more coverage of this stock market rally, thanks in large part, we're told, to the election results over the weekend in France. The Dow's up 211 points, and the current president of France, François Hollande, has been urging voters to back this moderate candidate, as he's been described, Emmanuel Macron, who is the favorite to be the next president of France. However, France has become, and we've seen this in recent years, more of an open border country, stronger welfare state. It's got the migrant crisis that it and the rest of Europe has been dealing with, so no shortage of issues, and some of that has led to the rise of Marine Le Pen and the strength that she's had in the election, and the two of them will face each other in a runoff. Katie Hopkins joins us from the Daily Mail Online now to talk about this race some more. I'm told, Katie, there's a bit of a delay from when I speak and when you hear me, so I'll try to be as polite as possible, ask you a question, and then give you time to answer. And I think the most obvious of questions to ask right off the bat is, how much of a chance do you give Marine Le Pen to be the next president of France?
I think her opportunity for winning is looking very small. I don't see it as highly likely that she'll get through, but there are some pundits out there saying that if the voter turnout amongst all of the rest is very low, her turnout is high, then there is a chance she could get through by about 50.25% of the vote. I think one of the important things to remember here is when you vote in the first round of the French elections, you vote for the person you love. In the second round, people typically vote for the person they fear the most. And I think people imagine they should fear Marine Le Pen, but I think they've got it all wrong. If you think about it, the person you really need to fear is Macron. Who would you hate to be stuck in an elevator with the most? That has to be Macron. He would bore you into a deep coma in about 2 minutes. He's married to what is effectively his mother. She's 24 years older than him. He had to make up his own political party because nobody wanted to play with him. He has no friends. He's an ex-investment banker. The establishment love him, and I think he's the one we need to fear the most. And I think if he does win, he will be divisive and disappointing, and we will see a resurgent Marine Le Pen in 2022.
Okay, as a follow-up to that, that was a very interesting answer, and I think most of us have read about Macron's personal life, which became a big issue in the election, and the idea that he's married an older woman who was apparently his teacher years ago, whatever it is. That being said, what else should people be afraid of? Because right now, financial markets seem to love the idea that he's going to be the next president. Is there an economic reason people should fear Macron being president?
Absolutely. The markets have rallied. You can tell the markets feel a sense of relief that they have their pro-business candidate. They have somebody who's pro the EU. But I think what we need to remember is that if you look at all of the voters that turned out to vote in the first round, over 50% of voters were anti-EU. They voted for the two leaders that were looking to have a Frexit or to suggest leaving the EU. So 50% of French voters out there are anti the EU. So in terms of the market stabilizing, I think that risk is something they need to sort of price in going forward. And I think we also have to remember that people don't particularly like being told what to do. The migrant problem is an issue. You've had 2 terrorist attacks in France in the last week or so. I think a few more terror attacks in Paris, in France, and we may see a different result.
All right, Katie Hopkins, we will leave it there for today from the Daily Mail Online Columnist. Certainly does not sound like a big Macron fan to me, but we'll continue to cover this French election as we move along. And